Video number 1, surviving COVID-19. September 25th till now. So last year I worked from home because of COVID-19, 2021. And all of a sudden I thought, well, I didn't get the vaccine because I was anti-vax. Yes, you can say I'm dumb, whatever you want to do, but I know people that are getting vaxxed now that are getting COVID, even though they didn't get it as bad as me. So to make a long story short, I was 57, turned 58 November 2021. So I ended up getting COVID, and here were my symptoms. I don't know where I got it from. I went to CVS Pharmacy the 22nd of September and got the flu shot with a mask on my face. I worked from home the whole year because of COVID. I took care of myself, exercised, took zinc, took multivitamins with B, D's, because I'm a big fan of MedCram. Thank you, MedCram. I'm a big fan of MedCram on YouTube. And I do watch a lot of videos on YouTube. But all of a sudden, toward the end of September, we were going to go on a trip to South Dakota last year, 2021. We did go. It was me, my son, my twin, and my mother. We had really bad colds, coughs, sore throats, tiredness. We don't remember being in South Dakota. I only remember a couple things. Driving through bear country, driving up in I think it's called it was the Custer Park, the Needles in South Dakota. I don't remember helping my sister take care of my mom in our hotel room. I don't remember coming back to Wisconsin, and then my son went to go clean his grandma's house, and she passed away from a massive stroke, which is very sad. So while he was there, I was supposed to be working the week of 87654, about the week of the 3rd of October, or 4th, or 5th, I can't keep track, 2021. So I was working, and I didn't know that I was so sick, I never called in work. I was just sleeping. He said I was sleeping all the time. But he was out of it too, my son was 24 and I was 57. Moving forward, after he got home from cleaning his grandma's house, he says, "Mom, you don't seem right." So I'm like, "Yeah, I know." So all of a sudden I couldn't remember, but he said my body was like an alien took over with COVID-19. So I guess I was going in different beds in the house, our house here, and I don't remember anything. I don't remember going to the walk-in clinic to get the COVID test. They had to let me in the back of the building, so if I did have it, I wouldn't give it to anybody. I wore a mask. The test didn't come back till Monday, the 11th of October 2021. So I didn't know anything about that either, because I don't remember going into the wellness center. I don't remember walking in there. I said to my son, "Why didn't you take pictures of me when I was sick, or record me?" Because I don't remember any of that. It would have been nice to be recorded, see how I was. So all of a sudden, they were going to call 911 at the clinic. They didn't. So I went back home. My son said I was like an alien, took over my body. So then I had diarrhea next. and then I fell backward in my bathroom, hit my head on the bathroom sink. It's a tight quarter. I fell in my bedroom here backwards without knowing it. I also fell in the doorway. I never called in sick at work. I didn't know that. I don't remember anything. We don't remember coming back from South Dakota at the end of September. Moving on. So my son, when he saw my eyes roll up in my head, I honestly don't remember taking my medicines, my blood thinner, my cholesterol, and my blood pressure pills. I don't remember taking anything at all that whole week. So he called 911. They came to get me. I have a hospital 5 minutes down the road from here. They couldn't take me because they didn't have an MRI scan for my brain. So they took me to the Watertown Plank Road Freighted Hospital in Wisconsin. After they submitted me, and I don't remember that either, they took me out of the ICU and they intubated me. And that's another story in itself. I don't even know where I was or anything. I don't remember a lot of anything. So I do remember that I was in my, whether I was dying or if I was in a coma, I do remember that I was getting a spiritual blessing from my son that was ordered for my death, and they were getting me ready for my death at the hospital. I could see two girls when I was under doing something. I thought they were putting a Native American headdress on me or doing something like braiding my hair, but they were not. So, and I had some other thoughts too when I was under. But to make a long story short, when you're not yourself and you're almost dying, the good thing about it is you don't know what's going on at all. I mean, you see things. I saw a guy that I used to adore take me on a stretcher into the room. He said, "I'm Archangel Edward Leahy." He died 2 years ago. And it was like he just took me somewhere and left me there when I was in my coma or on my deathbed. So they called my son and said I was dying. So next thing you know, I came out of it. They gave me remdesivir. I don't even think I said that right. They gave me steroids. They gave me antibiotics. Somehow I pulled through. I didn't lose my sense of taste and smell. I didn't lose my memory. Sometimes I get short-term memory, but I really didn't lose it because I tested myself in the hospital. I know my social security, my work ID, and everything. So they had me on a puree diet for a long time. 2 weeks, or when I got out of the hospital November 27th, I was up in the 5th floor at Freighted Hospital getting physical therapy. But before all that, when I was dying, I was in organ failure, kidney failure, and when I was in my room, the room at the hospital, I had 3 kidney dialysis treatments, and I had different doctors coming in every day saying, "Oh, you might have to have kidney dialysis the rest of your life." So I wasn't fond of that, but okay, so now I'm moving on. Finally, I didn't have to have kidney dialysis for life. They were feeding me a lot of food, and it was very good at the hospital, believe it or not. Well, I noticed too when I came out from being under, when I touched the top right of my head, it was numb. My lip was numb and felt real big, like somebody punched me. If I take my glasses off, this lump here It's like a hole in my face. Not really, but there was a scab here and there was a scab here. And that was from wearing a mask for being intubated. And then you have to lay on your stomach the whole time when you're intubated for your lungs. So I had scars and they were peeling off. And this one I probably shouldn't have touched so early. My other issue, not just my head was numb or my chin, but my left leg, not this side, not like I had a stroke, but this side of my leg was numb. So when they got me up, they actually looked at me like I was hopeless. I felt like when I was getting up to try to walk with a walker, like one of those 600-pound people on that show. I felt like dead weight when I tried to get up to walk with a walker. Therapy was very good to me. Physical therapy was very good. So I went and stayed at my mom's when I got out of the hospital. I fell 3 times in different areas with the walker. My self-esteem is very low. I don't feel like the person I was before COVID-19. I don't want to go to big concerts or gatherings. I'm pretty much a hermit. And I'm going through something. And by the way, they wanted me to see a psychiatrist when I was getting, besides physical therapy. Well, that didn't go through. That was a joke. I called and left messages on the phone number they gave me to see a shrink. And nobody ever got back to me. So I started back to work March 1st. Also, not to mention, I fell behind on my bills, period. My son was scared because he was in charge by himself. My mother and my twin were in another hospital. I went to a different one because of my brain bleed. So to make a long story short again, before I even got out of the hospital, I had to schedule appointments for physical therapy. And I'm now working from home again. I almost have my full memory very well. I can do my job again. Started March 1st, 40 hours a week right away. But I was out from October, November, December, January. Actually, I was out longer than that. The last week of September, October, November, December, January, February, and March. March 1st, I went back to work of this year, 2022. So basically now, you won't believe this. Besides using a cane with my left leg, which is still numb, the whole front of it's numb. I don't like it one bit. They said I had an hematoma in my iliac muscle. Never heard of it. So now, with my leg being numb still, all of a sudden a week ago on a Friday, I don't get my periods because I had a hysterectomy from cancer in the lining of the uterus back in 2006. So I had blood in the toilet. I was like, said to my son, "What's this?" And he looked, and I said, "If this is in there," that was a Friday, "if this is in there the day after 5 in the morning, I'm taking myself to the ER." So this month in June, I was back in the hospital this past week. Last weekend, I was in there Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and I had kidney stone. I thought I had cancer, but it was a kidney stone, and they had to put a stent. So I used up all my disability through work. I'm not being approved for family medical leave because I was out for 6 months with COVID. I'm not going to blame it on the company. It's me. But I wasn't capable of coming back to work. I'm still trying to catch up with medical bills and everything. And now, in 2 weeks, I have to get the kidney stone surgery, lithotripsy, and also the stent out. I'm working at home. I don't go to the big concerts and big gatherings like I used to. I'm scared to death. I don't want to get COVID ever again. I don't know what to trust. I have a friend or two that had all the vaccines and the boosters, and they've been sicker than me now than when I was sick, so I don't know what to trust. I'm back to taking all my vitamins. I'm not going to exercise till the stent's out because they told me not to. But, well, I hope everybody enjoys this video. By the way, this is a wig. I have my real hair under here. Hair loss. You lose your hair with COVID after like a few months. So I'm growing my hair back. I just feel very low self-esteem. Antisocial for being 58. I don't want to go to any gatherings. I don't want to work in the building. So I just work from home still. I'll go out to eat once in a while. And I went to Walgreens. Me and some other lady were the only ones wearing a mask on our face. Today is June 11th, 2022. Again, Roberta in Wisconsin. Peace out. Listen to your body with whatever health issues you have. Whether you feel like you have a bad headache, leg cramps, if your pulse ox is off and under 90, be careful and get a pulse ox meter. I have a blood pressure cuff, temperature gauge, and a pulse ox meter for my health. So I can keep track of everything. I had all that before I had COVID, but it just took my mind. COVID took my mind. Peace out. And yes, this is somebody who I'm truly blessed that I came out of COVID-19. I don't want to get it ever again, but God only knows, right? Take care. Goodbye.